Okay, so right now, non-dependent adults who make below certain amounts of income will receive a stimulus check. And these income amounts are determined by your filing status. If you want to know what those amounts are, check out my stimulus video for March 27th. Link is in the description. And there's an additional $500 stimulus for children under the age of 17. Now, under the current stimulus law, adult dependents are not eligible for their own stimulus, nor do those who claim them as dependents qualify for the additional $500 for them because they're not children under the age of 17. They are adult dependents. Now, let's put this in perspective with a couple examples. And yes, these are examples to make a point. I'm sure you could think of examples to make a counterpoint. But consider this situation. Young, 30, 40-something married couple, $150K per year income. Okay, and I chose this income because it's the maximum income to get the full stimulus check for a married couple. They have secure jobs, they didn't get laid off, they're working in their jammies right now as a matter of fact, and they have 3 young children. Now, working from home with children is no small feat, and I don't want to minimize that. But my point is that they're financially comfortable, or at least more comfortable than someone making a lot less. And don't go off on me and say, well, you know, Logan, where I live, $150K a year doesn't make squat, bro. You might as well be living on the streets. Look, okay, I know, okay, I made $150K W-2 in LA before. I know it doesn't get you far, but don't pretend like you're homeless because you make $150 in SF or New York. No, you're not living large, but there are people right now watching this who don't make anything other than a small government check or $10 an hour busting their butt, okay? And they're somehow getting by, okay? Anyway, how much will this married couple, $150K a year income, how much will they get from this? They will receive $3,900 in stimulus checks, $2,400 for the parents and $500 for each of their 3 children. 500 times 3 is $1,500, $1,500 plus $2,400 is $3,900, almost $4,000. Meanwhile, another example. Someone in her mid-50s, let's say, single individual, single mom, let's say, applies to single dads too, but let's say she makes 50, 60 grand a year, and she's in an essential business, let's say a nurse in an ER, where she has to go somewhere to work, and no less, someplace that's on the front lines right now. And let's say she has 3 kids too, but they're in college, let's say 18, 19, and 20. Guess what? Because of this crisis, those kids all got sent home. They're under her roof again, and they can't find jobs right now because no one's hiring, and she's supporting them, feeding them under her roof. Oh, and guess what? Her parents, they're in their late 80s, early 90s, and she's their primary caretaker. She supports them financially. They're her dependents, and that's basically another job for her on top of her real job. How much does this individual get from the current stimulus? $1,200, just for herself, not for the 5 adult dependents she supports. Meanwhile, that married couple, $150K a year income, doing well, 3 young children, working from home, over 3 times that, $3,900. So some senators think this is not right. They propose the All Dependents Count Act, which would make dependents currently left out of the CARES Act, the current stimulus act, eligible for a $500 payment, just like children under the age of 17 are now eligible for. So that includes a lot of people. The college students that I mentioned, elderly parents claimed as dependents that I mentioned, disabled adult children who are claimed as dependents. There's a lot of groups here that could really benefit from this. But of course, there are 2 sides to every coin, and I want to know what you all out there think about this. If you were in Congress, would you support this bill that would make dependents age 17 or older, whether they're 17 or 107, make them eligible for that extra $500 just like children age 16 and younger are currently? Or would you say no, we should leave it as is? Or would you say, hello, forget the $500, let's give them the full $1,200? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss future stimulus updates.